Hello? Hello? Ça
I'm
marche?
here. I'm here. Yep, it's working.
It's
We're
working?
on.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Say hi. Tell me where you're from. Okay. Hi, Angie. Ah, t'es venue Montréal. Hello.
I don't know her.
She was presented in the group. She just started her English channel. She has a French channel. I forgot the name of the French channel.
From Quebec also. Nice.
Yep.
I'll
Okay.
check that out after.
What is the name of your French channel? I'm trying to remember. Danielle? Maman Simplifiée. There you go. So she has two channels like me.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my first live, and from what I see, we're about 3-4 active. Obviously, my name is Annie, and I am a Canadian homesteader. I am in the province of Quebec. More personally, I am a mom of 3 young children. My daughter is 9 years old, and I have 2 sons, 7, and the last one is almost 5 years old. Having a homestead with 3 young kids can get either poetic and chaotic at the same time. So when I have plans going on, it can either go sideways or go forward. But I have more sideways times and more plans sometimes that goes according to plan. If you have questions for me, you can put them in the comments section and I will answer them. Also, here is Remi from Rem's Family Farm.
Hi.
And we've hooked up when? This summer?
Yeah,
We
I
met.
think sometime at the beginning of the summer, maybe.
I think so. It was probably a little bit before that because we started seeds together.
Yeah, but that seems so far in the past now. Time goes by too fast.
Yep. And soon it's going to be seed starting season again.
Yay! Closer to the snow being gone.
No, that's not happening anytime soon. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your homestead.
Well, I have a family of 7. I got 5 kids. And I started, well, I used to garden when I was a kid with my grandmother, just a little bit there. I would go there and she would show me some stuff. But really, when I moved in my house, where I am at the moment in northern New Brunswick, uh, about 11 years ago, I tried to have a garden and it just wouldn't work. So when this pandemic started, we were all stuck at home. I decided that it was time for me to go and learn how to do things properly and how to get my stuff growing. So from there, everything started. I started having more and more animals. I had a couple of chickens before, but escalades and it's just a turning wheel. And here I am, 1,500 subscribers later, and trying to do my best to bring food on the table.
So all of this big thing started with the pandemic.
Well, I hate saying it, but it's kind of just maybe the little kick I needed to, I guess, to take the extra leap or the extra step, because I was already planning to grow more food, but the fact that everything happened so fast and it was a stressful environment. I work at a hospital, so you can imagine that
Yep.
working there, everything was exponentially even more stressful, and it caused a lot of stomach issues for me, which were there before, but it was just getting worse. And growing my own food, I was able to um, bring the stress down a little bit. When you spend time in your garden or in the forest foraging or hunting or fishing, it's that time where you can just sit down, relax, and free your mind. And that really helped me on a personal scale, and also the fact that I was able to grow my own food. Everything was more um, pure, maybe the fact that it was organic. The fact, and I'm not the kind of guy that was. Um, what's the word? What's the word I can use? I wasn't a guy that was focused on having organic food back in the days. It was just it's organic, whatever. It's more expensive. I'm not gonna buy it, and that's the kind of guy I was. But with everything moving forward, the fact that I was able to get, I mean, I started with my own lettuce. I started with my own carrots and my own cucumbers, and it was just, this was the snack that I was eating in the morning instead of a chocolate bar. So one thing after another, my health started getting better, and here I am.
So it is positive, even though it was from a negative point of view.
Yeah, well, that's guess the way to turn negative into positive.
Well, you could
I
do.
had more time on my hands for
That's
sure.
what I was about to say. So you have two options: either you sit down in front of your computer, or TV, or device, and you do nothing, or you and lose your mind, because 1 or 2 days is not that bad. But couple weeks, you can either go mad or completely lose your mind, or go in the garden and grow food. And I think that it's more than growing food. It's probably like therapeutic at the same
It's
time.
it's a way of life now. And
Yes.
the fact that we would go on our breaks at work all together at the cafeteria and you know talk to other people, but maybe that part of the whole thing is missing the social aspect of it. But the fact that we were forced to take our breaks in our office, um, it made me sit in front of a computer, just the opposite of what you just said. But it
Yeah.
made me, I used that time to go and I tried to learn as much as I could about everything that I was about to do. Like I started learning about seed starting, and I built this community, made new friends like you, and I just I learned so much. I took those 15 minutes here and there to watch a video or maybe two and learn everything I could about foraging, hunting, fishing. I mean, I was already hunting and fishing, but foraging was something new, and gardening was something that I really, really needed to improve.
It's true. Well, not knowledge of growing food is seems simple, but when you realize that you can grow food and provide for your family, it's an amazing feeling.
Oh yes, for sure.
Like
It,
even though if you're doing, like, when I started, I had a 6 by 6 garden. I had 6 tomato plants, 2 rows of carrots, 1 zucchini plant, and 2 cucumbers plants, and all my herbs were in containers. I did not preserve any of my food. I did not can any of my food. I did not freeze or anything. It was just fresh eating throughout the summer. And knowing that you're able to grow food. Oh, did it cut?
nope.
Oh, okay, cut on my side. So knowing that you can grow food on your balcony in a small space is so empowering. So when I realized that I can make it bigger, I can't even describe it. It's like when you come with those big baskets of harvest, and where someone's going to say, "Oh my God, I have a problem. I have too many tomatoes." Well, I turn that problem into a solution for a long period of food. So I can only imagine those 15 minutes in your office learning how to grow food. It must have been empowering.
Yeah, and I'm still hooked to it actually. Like I take all my breaks, I put a video on, even if it's just listening sometimes, doing some other stuff, or taking time to connect with some friends, just to listen to different ideas, different people, different methods of growing food. I mean, I have my own ways, but some other people have different ways and they work out. So sometimes it's just a matter of blending everything together and it's even better.
I don't think there's a right way of growing food.
No, I
I know,
don't think there
I
is.
know it sounds weird, because when you sow a seed, I can have a style, you can have a style. I will grow food, I will eat food, and the same thing for you, because something that works for me does not mean it's going to work for you where you're located in the world. And
Different soil.
different soil, different style. I can be a lazy gardener, you can be a proactive gardener. It all depends of us and the
Yeah.
soil that we have. And I'm sorry, I am trying to keep up with the comments. I'm just going to say hi to, wait, I saw someone. Hey, Homestead Aquarius. I think this is the first time I see you on my channel. So welcome. I missed another one. Hello, Annie. You feel as if you got lucky. Yes, that's true. When you bring in food, you feel lucky. It's like you won the lottery.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like if you do sports, it's like winning the Stanley Cup or winning the World Cup or whatever. It's not maybe to the same extent, but it is like it is an excitement inside, and even every little tiny thing you bring in is just.
Okay, so before we talk about our homestead goals, I would like to hear yours, and I will read them and highlight them in the screen for you. And after that, me and Remi will talk about ours. If you are game, obviously.
It might take a while for them to type.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Okay, so I'll change that. I will say my top 3, and then I will read the comments. Did I miss anything?
Not yet.
I don't think so. Are the comments delayed a little bit?
For us, well, not necessarily for us. I think that what we say is delayed a little bit for them.
Okay. Okay, so I will obviously, well, my top 3 is grow as much food as possible. Every year I try to create more space, more gardening space. I know my kids probably will hate me when I take their place to play ball and stuff like that, because I am on a very small land. I only have 15,000 square feet, and I have to leave some for my kids to play. So I try to leave them space and grow as much as I can. So one of this goal this year is to make at least 1 or 2 more beds. I did see you, Nortland Acres. I'm just going to finish this and I will read you right after. My second most important goal for me is to be more efficient. I have converted my gardening style to market garden style and more productive. So that means I'm sacrificing a little bit of beauty so that I can have more produce at the end. And one of that is I'm trying to find a better watering system. I'm not sure I will be able to invest in a watering system. I do have an equivalent of a 50 by 50 garden. So that's 2,500 square feet of gardening space. So having a automatic watering system will be an investment. I'm hoping to do it either this year or next year, but I know that's one of the things I have to do. And my third most important is to invest time in one project that I want to do is to convert my greenhouse. I have a DIY high tunnel. I want to allocate some space so that I can sow more seeds and have a seedling sale in the spring. I used to do it every year, but I didn't really take it seriously. I would just sell the overstock I had. But now I want to dedicate a certain amount of my greenhouse to have seedlings to sell to people local to me. Okay, I will read in the comments. Okay, so Nordland Acres.
Northern Berlin.
Sorry, Nordum. Okay, I can't. I'm massacring your name.
Northern Berlin. Northern. I was saying it right.
Hoop house, carrots, cabbage, round 2. Does that mean you were having struggles with either your carrots or your cabbages? And then Boreal Homestead, upgrade on the greenhouse, finish my beds, fill it. Okay, those are good goals.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. Me and you acres. Where did it go? Building our homestead and starting a garden from scratch again and counting more. Obviously, you guys just started, so one step at a time. Annie, And he's a friend of mine. We met through Instagram. Grow more medicinal plants, grow as much food as my garden can produce, and preserve most of it. Maybe sell a couple. We never know. Yeah, that's good. That's good. And he has a humongous garden. I'm like, not jealous, but a little bit jealous. She has like an 80 by 80 garden. Like, it's
Wow,
huge.
nice.
Okay. You want to go with your top three goals?
I don't know if I can have
Okay, well,
three
then
on top there, but I'll
say
pick the first
one.
three I have on my list.
Okay.
For people who don't know, there's a little event on YouTube. Well, I think I saw Aquarius Homestead here. So my first goal is to participate in Shed Wars, which means that I need to grow as much food as I can. Or, I mean, I'm allowed to harvest, hunt, fish, everything to bring food in the house. So by doing this event, it will, I guess, bring more food in my house, which is one of my goal. Um, Second goal would be I want to harvest a black bear. I don't. I hope there. I don't offend anyone here by talking about a little bit of hunting, but I lost a friend about a month ago. He was a great hunter. He loved being outside in nature, and I guess one way to remember is to remember him would be to harvest a black bear because he's the only one I know that's ever eaten black bear meat. So I want to harvest it for meat, not just for sport. Third goal would be that I want to have at least 100 pound of food for three different things. I had it last year. I want to be sure to have it again this year. Last year, I ended up with 400 pound of moose meat. It might be difficult this year because we're in a draw here in New Brunswick for moose tag, but I still have some more other options. Want to maybe harvest again, like about 100 pound of apples, carrots, and stuff like that.
So that
So
doesn't
yeah,
mean this year you'll be able to have a hunting license?
I don't know. I could be lucky again. Last year we were double lucky. My mom got her license and I got mine. So there's
Okay.
only my dad, my mom, and my brother and I hunting together. So we were four hunters, two license, two tags, two moose.
So what, your names are like in a draw
Yeah,
and your name comes up?
yeah.
And how many hunters are there?
I think there's about 60,000. Is it 60,000? The thing is, the more your name comes out, like if your name came out in the last 5 years, your name is only there a certain amount of times. Then between 6 to 10 years, you have more chances to get drawn. And then if you've been 20 years without a license, you're almost guaranteed to have a license. But I mean, it's like 99.9%. So there's always that odd one that doesn't get a license.
Okay.
But you
So
keep trying to change it, but never works out well, I guess.
okay, so that means you have to make the meat last as much as possible.
Yeah, I have enough for 2 years, and
Well,
I
that's
have a
good.
lot that is vacuum sealed. So I try to eat the one that's not
Well,
first.
vacuum sealing, if my memory is correct, it's 2 to 6 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I know it's at least 2 years.
Yeah. And if you harvest the bear or something like that, you'll have another 2 years in front of you.
Yeah,
Of
well, a family of seven, 400 pound of meat will have for maybe a year, year and a half.
mm-hmm.
If I get a black bear, I'm guessing I'm gonna have anywhere between 100 and 150 pounds, maybe.
Okay.
Depending on the size, it could be less, it could be a little bit more. There's also the chance to get a deer, but I mean, I've got two deers harvested in the last 20 years, so I don't count on deer to fill up my freezer.
Does that mean every single animal that you want to hunt, you have to have a license? Or
Yep.
there's some that are open license that you don't have to have a license?
There's for hunting, you need a license,
No, no, no. I'm not
but
saying that. I mean, if you want, let's just say that it's
I
hunting
can go and buy
season.
one.
Does that mean like the bear? Do you need to be drawn to have the
Nope,
license? Okay.
nope.
Is
There's
there an other
only
animal that you can hunt like the bear?
yep deer. Well, it needs to be the male.
Okay.
They need to have antlers. For female, it's a draw, and it's only in specific areas of the province.
Okay.
And the bad part of living in New Brunswick is that most of the lands down south, are private properties, and I mean that's where a deer is. So unless you know someone, chances are you're not going to get a doe license. So at least we can get a deer buck license, and there's a couple of spots. We found a good spot this year. We got unlucky, but we're confident for next year. But we're always confident and always come home
Okay.
empty-handed. But there is also like grouse, hares.
Yeah, but a grouse for a family of 7, you're gonna have to harvest like what, 15?
I'm allowed 12 in possession, 6 per day,
Okay.
and I'm allowed 12 total. My
Okay.
oldest daughter has a license, so that allows my family to have an extra 12.
Okay.
And my oldest son is 13. He's supposed to go take his course at the end of this month, beginning of next month.
Okay.
So
Well, then
hopefully,
what I'm trying to say is grouse won't feed your family for a very long time because they're
yeah. Well,
so
we usually
small.
take about 4 grouse for like a chicken soup, or we make like broth, so it takes about 4. So
Do you know what quails are?
yep,
You
they're
know
a
that
little bit smaller.
they're super easy to raise and you can raise them for meat. I
Yeah,
used to do it, but it was way too time consuming for my husband. But if you have the knowledge,
I don't
you
think I do.
you could. I'm just saying, quail would be you can, and it doesn't
An
take
easy
that
way.
much space. Yeah, it's an easy way. I used to have quails. I had a cage of 4 feet by 2 feet. I think it was 4 or 6 females. I had 2 males, and it's a pretty fast like a turnaround. It's really fast. I think it was like 8 weeks. Same thing as the rabbits,
Cool.
and it doesn't take that much space. And I used to do the droppings, like um, uh, when they go down on the ground. I would mix them right away with some either hay or whatever I can find, and I was creating compost from the bin. It was fun. Oh, are you guys there? Hello? Hello? Did it freeze? Hello? Are we back?
Oh, I'm
Okay,
here.
it froze. Okay. So what I was doing with the quails is I was picking up the droppings and mixing it with hay, and I was creating my compost from the bin. So it was like a dual operation.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna highlight a couple of comments. And okay, so this one. Yes, I struggled with cabbages. Well, I struggle with cabbage. It is one of the only things that I cannot grow from seeds. And I have realized, I don't know if it's the same struggle with you, growing them from seeds, they hate the heat. So I had better luck putting them outside. I would just sow them, and when it was cool temperature over freezing, I just threw them outside. And my fall growing seedlings, I was able to have 2 or 3 trays of cabbages and the brassica family. So if that's your struggle, or if it's the cabbage moth, the row covers is the best solution. That's what I'm going with. Also, he's happy. Oh, woohoo! Shed Wares. Did you apply?
Me?
Yeah.
Not yet. I think the
Not yet.
videos are. We're supposed to do an entry video, and it's not our time yet.
Okay.
I think it's sometime in March that we're gonna actually start. So I'm guessing the entry video will come soon.
Probably soon, because you have to have like the draw and everything. Okay, this question is for you. May I ask how old are your kids, Remi?
Yeah, I replied in the chat, but I think it was freezing right at the time I was trying to write. So my oldest is 17. She's graduating from high school this year. Um, one is 13. One is 11. One is 9, and my youngest is 8 years old.
Your hands are full.
Yeah, but they pretty much watch themselves now, so it's not as
Yeah.
bad. It was bad for the first couple of years, but as soon as our oldest was able to babysit, then it was phew, free time.
Yeah, well, I think I still have, my oldest is 9. I probably still have like 3 years of chaos left. And when my youngest is at least 7 years old, it's going to be less of a chaos.
Yeah, when they grow, they tend to do a little bit more stuff around the house. At least they can pick up after themselves.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's good.
my last one is Dennis the Menace. Like really, Dennis the Menace. He does everything to piss off everyone. So he keeps me on my toes. So Danielle says that she's able to have more than one bear. That's fun.
Well, we're allowed two in New Brunswick, but only one per season. If you get one in the spring season, you're allowed to buy another license for the fall season.
So that means you can have two if you actually
Yeah,
harvest two. Okay.
yeah. I need to get one in spring though.
Okay, I think I missed a lot of comments since it froze. Okay, so oh, it's you that froze. It was me. I was fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I was talking alone while it froze.
Well, at least people are still there listening to you.
Yeah. Okay. So quails are wonderful little birds. I used to keep a few and sold eggs. I used to do that, but I actually had a problem with the genetics of the ones that I got. The females would kill my males.
Okay.
It was horrible. Like it was like a horror movie. I would walk in my shed, there was blood everywhere, and the top of the head of the male was like opened. And then I would harvest the female that would do that. Obviously, poor male, I couldn't do anything with him. And then I would restart. I would get my genetics back in, but I was not able to get rid of that aggravated, I was gonna say drama. So I just abandoned. When my last one died, I just quit the project because it was with everything I had going on with the homestead, and obviously I was doing more food when the pandemic hit. I chose not to go down that road and just stick with turkey and chickens, raising that because it was the only thing that I had time for. But they were fun. I just had a very, very bad experiment. And on the groups of raising quails, the person that sold me the eggs and sold me the adults, I was not the only one complaining about the behavior
Oh yeah. Okay.
problem. So I
I've
was just literally unlucky.
I've heard they reproduce so fast that it's easy to be self-sustainable with quails. That's one
Yes.
of the thing that was interesting me at first.
Yeah, well, if you want to go down that road, this is what I would do if I would restart. I would purchase my females at one location to make sure there were not like, and I would make sure that there's at least two bloodlines. And I would purchase my males literally like as far as possible from that, so that
Smart.
from the start, I can analyze the behavior of the males and analyze the behavior of the females, and then keep the ones that are to my liking and then breed them. I didn't have the experiment of that. I just thought it was going to be as easy as raising chickens because chickens were like super easy, but like I got kind of traumatized with all the blood that I was seeing everywhere. But that's how I would do it if I would restart.
Good to know.
Okay. Same thing with my rabbit. I have two different bloodlines to make sure that from the start I have what I want.
Yeah. Same
Okay.
here.
Danielle also has 5 kids. 8, 6, 3, 1, 1.
Twins.
Twins. Woohoo! Je te lève mon chapeau. Oh my god, twins. I don't know if I would ever be able to do that. We normally ask people to make entry videos well before spring equinox. Oh, that's just for you.
Yeah, that's for Shed Wars.
Yeah. We will invite folks soon. We have a few wonderful Canadians in Shed Wars right now. So you'll have news very soon.
Right on.
It's like lobster. The taste is filling. Oh, that's the bear. She's talking about the bear, I guess?
I don't have an answer. I don't know. I've never tried black bear. This is why it's on my list for this year. I really want to try. The only thing I've heard is you need to cook it well, but then again I cook all my meat well.
I've heard that bear has a lot of worms in them and you have to really thoroughly cook them. Or parasite. Is it worms or parasite? I can't remember.
So I hope it's parasized because if it's worms, I'm gonna throw the meat away for sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I've heard it somewhere. One of the homesteads I was following on YouTube harvested a bear. It was probably venison for dinner in Alberta.
Yeah, I follow them
And
also.
yeah, I think it's her. You would have to check her out to see. Bird life, yes, it is brutal. Even hens. Hens can be very, very, very brutal. Annie, I found rabbits is the best meat. Yes, it is the best meat. It's the quietest meat. They're not complicated. You have 4 weeks with the mother, 8 weeks on the ground or in cages, and then you can harvest the meat. It's pretty easy. You harvest rabbit meats, right?
Yep, I do, but I'm not sure how to cook them. It seems that whenever I cook them, the meat is too it's stiff,
Okay.
it's
When I
chewy, or
when I used to harvest my rabbits, I would slow cook them.
yeah, that's what I have to do.
And you always have to put them in sauce. They cannot be without liquid or marinated or stuff like that. That's what I was doing.
Okay,
And I heard that meat pies are amazing with rabbits. You mix it with either pork or venison.
cool. Yeah,
I've never
pork
tried
is
it.
has more fat.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, someone's excited for shindigs. I followed Mallory with that. Her journey. It must have been crazy.
I think Darren was going in also last year, Thorhaven
I'm
Farm.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if he went through the whole thing, but I think he started.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I know Hickory Croft Farm are in.
Yeah. Yes. What's her name? The little homestead by the beach. I forgot your first name.
Marilyn.
Marilyn. Yes. One of my mothers attacked her young because he was dying. Well, he was gonna die anyway. So yes, the animal instinct sometimes can be cruel. Yes, Darren was in Shed Wars. You were right.
And about that last comment there, you just said that the animals can be very bad. You see this the first time you get chickens.
What do you mean?
When it's something you don't know, like you get a bunch of chickens, there's a pecking order that takes in right away. And for someone
Yes.
new, when you first start with chickens, it's like,
Yes, I
what's going
remember
on?
that.
Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. You see them fight, and you wonder if
When I brought my first 6 hens over, I don't have a rooster. I'm not allowed. There was a pecking order, but it was not that bad because the 6 of them were in like 2 little boxes in my car.
Okay.
So they kind of decided who was boss in the car, I guess, because it was not that bad. But then when I went a month later and I got 3 hens from the same location. So they either heard them or they were near the first 6 that I got. When I put the 3 first, like the 3 newest in the chicken run, I was like, oh my God, they're going to kill her. Like it was crazy. Like they decided and they focused on the smallest of the 3 and all of them were pecking on her. I'm like, poor thing. Like her head here was like, there was bruises. I had to separate her. Poor thing. It is. The pecking order is something. And they will kill. If one of them is dying or has like something that she will not survive, they will pick on her till she dies.
Yeah.
Even a rooster. I've seen hens kill a rooster.
Oh yeah.
But you don't keep usually those hens when they do that.
It depends. It depends. Sometimes you just put them aside and you try to teach them a little bit. Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think I've ever had to kill hens because of that.
No, me neither. I was lucky with that. Like the pecking order was rough, but it was not that bad. And since I don't have a rooster, I guess it was a little bit less problematic because when there's a rooster involved, it's more complicated. Okay, I think I am up to date with comments. Acres, I believe.
Indeed.
I bet you folks will have much to teach people. I'm not sure I understand Homestead Aquarius.
They wanted to talk. They were talking about going in the Shed Wars.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Northumberland Acres.
I missed that one. Bears is a good, but pressure can the meat, don't freeze it. Oh, this is for you.
That's good to know, and that's actually one of my goals for this year to can a little bit more. I want to buy a
Oh, you're gonna
pressure
do
cooking
that?
or pressure canning machine. I want to buy one. I know Angie just started,
Okay.
so I'm
So
gonna have to follow her
I'm
and try
gonna
to learn as
say
she goes.
I'm gonna say a couple more of my goals, and if you can't highlight the comments, right? That's only
No,
me.
that's only you.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a bit behind with the comments. I'm just gonna tell you a couple of my goals again. Okay, so I know someone talked about the brassicas. It's part of my goals this year. I want to grow all my brassicas from seeds because usually I would fail miserably 3-4 times growing them from seed, and then I would stop trying and buying them at the local nursery. But this year, I am doing everything that I can to grow my own brassicas because I want to try. Well, brassicas is cauliflower, broccoli, red cabbage, Salway cabbage, anything in the cabbage family, and Brussels sprouts. I don't want the like generic one from the nurseries. Like I have some purple streaked cabbages and some purple Brussels sprouts. When I grow food, I try to grow something that's not in the market or in the grocery store because it actually gives me the push that I need just to get it to grow. Because if I can grow the same exact cabbage that I have in the grocery store, I might as well just take my car and go to the grocery store. But if I can grow something beautiful and different, well, then it gives me like that little push just to get through the tough times and have better food. So brassicas is definitely on my list. And another one that's big is I want to conquer my fear of pressure canning. And when I say fear is like there's an F, a capital F, and some arrows and some lights around that word. I am terrified of pressure canning. I can can anything. I preserve a lot of my food. Diced tomato sauce, pizza sauce, salsa, anything I can water bath can, which is the boiling method. I have no problems doing it. But the pressure canner, everyone has that terrifying story of anything blowing up or breaking the stove and stuff like that, and I'm terrified. So that's something I want to do because I want to pressure can meat and broth.
Nice.
And another one, obviously, every year I have this, but I always make sure to add more stuff. I am able right now to be self-sufficient in every single tomato product that I consume. So that means I do not buy any tomato base products. So diced tomatoes, salsa, and stuff like that. I am fully self-sufficient on that. And if I
Not even
lack
ketchup. Not
ketchup,
even
it's
ketchup.
true. It's true. I only buy ketchup. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
ketchup. So that is on my list for next year. I found my recipe. I just need to do it next year. Chicken. I no longer buy chicken at the store. I no longer buy turkey. So I always, what I do instead of just saying I want to grow chicken this year, I'm going to 45 chickens and meat chickens, and I want also to raise 1 or 2 turkeys. Peppers, unfortunately, this year I wasn't able to preserve enough, so I want to be self-sufficient on peppers. Green bean, garlic, onions, celery, potatoes. I want to grow, I'm going to say a crazy amount. I probably don't regret saying this, 200 pounds of potatoes. At least 150 pounds, 200 pounds of potatoes. We love potatoes. And I also want to grow a lot of carrots. And parallel to that goal, I cannot create a cold room in my house because in my basement it's unfinished and I have unwelcome friends in my basement, little rodents.
Okay.
I want to create a certain like a DIY cold room with black bins and pine shavings. I saw it was Simple Living Alaska that was doing that with her carrots. Like she was doing a layer of pine shaving, a layer of carrots, pine shaving, carrots, and the humidity. Yeah, it was just like that for a couple of months. It was the humidity in the pine shavings that was preserving the root vegetables in those bins. So that's one of the goals that I have. Okay, so I'm gonna read the comments. I missed a couple. You can go on with a couple of your goals if you want.
Okay.
Uh,
Let me see. I spoke about this.
we could. Oh wait,
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna read the comments. I'm sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
what is this? We cook the rabbits in pots. Oh, this is for you. In a pot on a fire stove for a few hours, and we only put water a bit for not sticking. It's very tender. We do pull rabbits, so that means okay. So it's the steam. He's steaming the meat.
Nice.
Okay.
Good to know.
So many good homesteaders. Homesteading. So many good homesteading and gardening folks in Canada. I wish I spoke French. French is complicated. I am well, it doesn't really show. My first language is French, and I have to say it's easier for me to speak in English than French.
Me too, but for me it shows.
Yeah, but you have the Acadien accent, so that
Yeah, I
kind of
guess.
yeah. Yes, Danielle, I fear pressure canning. I feel you. Like I sometimes I feel I want to do like with a friend like next to me so that I can conquer that fear with someone. But no one near me is homesteading, so I have to do it on my own. I just conquered the pressure canning fear. Yes, good for you. I did see your video. I have to go check it out, Angie. I do pressure canning, but not ready for meat. Yeah, well, I want to start with broth. My first thing I want to do is broth because I have so much in my freezer right now. I want to free the space, and then it would be meat. But I would have to go through the step of opening my box because I bought the pressure canner 2 months ago and it's still in the box. I have a chicken recipe on my French channel. Yes, I will go check it out, Danielle. The ketchup. It works wonders in the bins. Oh, cool. Okay, so I know it works. The pine shaving and the black box, it works. I know I will buy a separate rond de pointe. For your pressure canner, I read if you do it outside on a gas stove, it has to be a certain amount of BTUs, and you have to check your manual to see. I opened mine and I can't remember how much it was. Unless if it's electric. If it's electric, it doesn't matter. But okay, so Danielle, this question is for you. What is your French channel name? I think it was like Mama. I missed it. If you can say it
She
again.
said it at the start.
Mama.
I have it here somewhere.
I missed it. I'm terrible with Mama Simplifiée. But if you can write it, Danielle, it would be good. Oh, there it is. Thank you. The first time is yes. I'm probably sure that I'm gonna be like a nerve wrack doing it. Probably.
I guess that's where I'm lucky, Hanny. My friend Sells, who's a farm. Well, I want to build a farm with him, not too far from here. He does a lot of pressure canning and stuff. So I told him I want
Yes,
him to teach me.
that's great.
You keep saying just go online and you'll learn. No, I
It's
want
not
you to
the
be
same thing.
there and
It's
teach
not the
me.
same thing. I can tell you. For water bath canning, you can watch many videos and you can deal with it. But the fear of pressure canning, if you're someone that needs to be reassured, do it with him
Oh yeah,
because if you don't do it properly, if you don't do the process properly, your food can be bad. If you don't do the technique properly, it can actually explode. So like you need to do it properly. There's no half measures with pressure canning.
yeah.
That's what everyone keeps telling me. You have to follow every single step and do it slowly. Don't be pressured. And if he can teach you, that's great. I would love to have someone to teach me. So
I
I'm
sure
sorry
hope so.
I cut you off. Continue.
No, that's it. What you mean about from my goals?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I was talking about the 100 pound of three different things, but I also have um, 50 pounds of 5 different things that I would like to have. I put a couple of things there like chickens, rabbits, turkeys. Those are pretty easy to get to 50, but then there's fiddleheads. I won't raise them. I mean, I'm gonna forage them, but I had 80 pound last year, and I still have some in my freezer, so it's pretty cool. From my garden, I want to have more squash, cucumbers, and tomatoes. the cucumbers. 2 years ago, it was amazing. Last summer, it was disaster. This is something I really need to work on this year. I have a greenhouse, a small one here that I purchased last year. I never put it up, so I want to put it up and maybe build a second one. I have an old Tempo frame back behind my house that I could use. Um, I also want to participate in at least three different challenge on YouTube. Um, I think that's a good way to learn. So I'm guessing that this is something I could put in a learning curve, I guess. Um, and like I said, I want to can more. I have a lot of stuff in my freezers. I have a stand-up freezer. I have a regular freezer. I have two fridge, and it's full. I don't have any more space. And I know when you can, I mean, you can put a can on top of my computer desk here. It wouldn't matter. So I really want to learn how to do it well.
Well, the water bath is not that complicated. It's the same thing. You follow the steps and you don't cut corners. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. It's like and in one of my videos I talked about the canning basics. You find your recipes, a good book and a reference book that you know and you trust the source, and you follow every single step of that book and you don't cut corners and you'll be fine. And if it doesn't seal, you just have to eat it right away. It
Yeah.
can't be that
Well, that's
bad.
what I try to do.
And like what helped me before I can is I looked at what I bought at the store that was preserved, either frozen or canned. You know those little metallic cans that you buy. So
Yeah.
if you buy peas, corn, diced tomatoes, like pay attention to those details, and it will give you the recipes that you will require to make, and then do the calculations of how much you need to grow. Were you finished?
Yep. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, for those of you who follow my channel,
Can
I was told by
can
the.
you put your channel in the description?
Yeah, I can go after. I'll just finish saying what I was saying,
Okay.
and so yeah, I was told by the village that I can no longer have animals here. I'm allowed to keep four chickens, four layers. I can't have meat chickens. So I mean, it's not enough. I want to raise pigs. I want to raise meat chickens, turkeys. So I was just talking about my buddy Selge. He has a land about 4 minute drive from here, and he keeps asking me to help him build a barn. So this is one of my goals for this year, I guess. Do that project, make it happen. I'm gonna push him if I have to. If he watches this video later on, Selge, I'm gonna push you because we need to get that barn going. And the side deal we have is I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna take care of the animals when he can't make it, and in exchange, he's gonna give me some space to put my own animals as well. So we're gonna do like a lot of collaboration, I guess, because he doesn't live there. He lives about another 15, 20 minutes away. So when he's done work, he usually goes straight home during the summer. In the summer, it's easier for me after work. We have longer days, so I can go there after work, feed all the animals. In the winter, it's harder for me because by the time I get home, it's already dark. So if I have to
Yeah.
go somewhere with no lights, with the snowstorms, I mean, we have here, I might not be able to open the driveway. I don't want to have animals there and let them to die. So I guess in the winter he's not working, so it would be easier for him. So you see what kind of schedule we can have here and try to work things out.
Yeah,
So
but
that
at
would be
least
my
you'll be
final
able to
goal.
have animals, meet
Yeah,
animals during the summer. I know it's not exactly what you desire, but
it,
it's better than nothing. I remember
it
when the
would
city
work.
came to my house and told me I had to kill all my animals. I wanted to move, but we were not able to move. So I had to make the best of what I had, and
Yeah,
I cannot produce the meat that I desire. So I have to source out most of my meat.
yeah. But I mean, it would be okay for. I'm okay with it if we can have the barn there. You told me like we can sign a contract if you want, like 10 years, whatever. I don't need to sign anything. Worst comes to worst. I mean, I'll lose a batch of chickens at some
Yeah,
point.
but at least you know that you have an option. I was not
Yeah,
given that choice. I had to sell everything.
yeah,
It was it was heartbreaking. And this is actually a part of something that we might do. We don't know. One of my goals this year is to be debt free. So we only gonna have our mortgage to pay. by the end of this year. And
Nice.
this year, since we have not been debt free in a long time, we want to plan what's next. And what next for me would be a farm. My husband would be to semi retire and find a job, but my kids are not too open to be moving right now,
That
especially
could
when,
change when they grow up, though. It could.
yeah,
I'm not
it
saying it
could.
will, but it could. You
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah. Allo Mallory, I saw your comment. I didn't forget you.
Hi, Mallory.
And I don't know. We'll see. I like being debt free was like the option one, and then we'll see what happens. Because when the pandemic hit, my husband was not compensated with his salary because his hours were cut. But since he still had his job, we were not given the option of any compensation to fill in the gaps. So
Yeah.
it kind of kicked us in the. I'm not going to say it, but in the. So we were supposed to be debt free 2 years ago, and now
It was pushed back.
it was pushed back. So like I can like my car payment is finished in March this year. So
Nice.
that's going to be like a huge load off of our shoulder. Although my car is now 6 years old.
Well, if it
So
keeps driving, it keeps driving.
yeah, well I can't go anywhere. We're in lockdown,
Yeah.
so it's not like I can drive anywhere. And the school is like right next door, and I don't go to grocery that much, so my car doesn't really leave my house that much. So, but it's still 6 years old.
Yeah. Well, it
Okay.
should last at least 15.
Well, I have a
Still
Kia.
positive.
I have a Kia. The guy that
They
sold
last
me my
long.
Kia, he told me it's gonna rust to shit like hell after like 7 to 8 years, 9 years, and then if you keep the rust at bay, you won't kill it before 10 to 12 years. But that's like someone that would use it regularly. So if we maintain the car, we should be good. Okay.
Same thing as Mallory just said there happened to me. Well, I blew up the motor of my Jeep like 3 months after I was done painting it.
Oh,
A couple
that
of years
sucks.
back.
That sucks. Oh, that must have hurt. That must have hurt.
I was all
I'm sure-
happy, an extra $200 in my pocket at bi-weekly, and boom.
Yeah, that must
But
have.
it happens.
That was a kick in the nuts, probably.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I missed a comment. Hello, Mallory. Remind me of your name. Hello, Mallory. Pressure canning. So, Mr. Randy, I don't know this person. Hello, Randy. Pressure canning is the same. I guess he fears pressure canning like we do. Hey,
He's
Robert.
from West Virginia.
Nice to see you. Okay, so I guess Robert is a friend of Mallory. Time. What does this mean? I'm not sure what this means. Time for cities to come back to. Do you know what this means? Danielle? What were you trying to say with this? I'm not sure I follow.
Maybe related to the fact that we can no longer have animals in most places. I don't know.
Probably. I know,
It's
like,
probably.
I actually got bad luck. When I purchased my house, I called the city and I asked them. I said, I want to be a micro farming, and we want to have hens and animals, and we want to raise meat. Are we allowed? And the guy said, there's no problem. So we made an offer on the house and we bought the house, knowing that we were allowed to do it. So I made my homework. I called the city. They told me I could do it. But then my nice neighbor played with the gray zone and said that I was, what do you call it in English? It was a visual nuisance. How do you say nuisance? Nuisance? No. I was bothering him because I was like a pork place, those commercial pork place. That's how he called me. Like I was in porcherie. Anyways, so
brings me back memories from the summer.
I was beyond mad when the city person came out. I probably said really bad things, poor girl. So you can stay at your house, Rem's family. That's good news. Quebec.
Still for sale though.
Hold on, I think someone wants to talk to me. Y a-t-il quelqu'un à la porte? Okay, that's probably Cedric knocking on my door. I think I'm up to date in comments. Hi, and
Homestead Aquarius asked a question about road salt.
I didn't see that. Where is it? Is road salt a big enemy? Yes. Yes, but it depends the city. You see, in Montreal, they no longer put salt. They mix like half salt, half rocks, so it's not as bad. But a couple of years back, it was mainly salt. So the roads are more dangerous, but at least
Our cars are not.
our cars are not. But either way, we're not. The salt is not good for pour les nappes phréatiques. I don't know how to say that in English. The water says the water under the land, when there's too much salt in it, it's not good. So that's why they're mixing it with rocks.
Okay.
But yes, it's not good for our cars for sure. Where have you been? Yes, debt free is a feeling I don't know, because when I was in school, they were not teaching us anything about debts and managing a budget and stuff like that. And as soon as I from furthest I can try to remember, every time I was going at the bank, I know that sounds crazy now. We don't go at banks anymore. The clerk was always giving me credit cards. Oh, you're qualified for credit cards. So they kind of put the credit cards in you, and you're a student, and you go out, you drink, you party, you have fun, and not knowing it, 28% of interest later, you're in debt. So it happened quite fast. But debt free is a feeling that I'm looking forward to, because it's going to change a lot of things. Yes, Danielle, we figured out it was about the rules. Yeah, cities are still. I don't know if there's a city person here. I hope there's no one in my city watching this live. But having rules about animals this day and age, where chicken and even vegetables are getting super expensive, I don't understand why they're not letting us do it.
Well, I live in a village and I'm not allowed.
I live in the agriculture village. The village I am in is one of the biggest agriculture village in my area.
I feel you.
And they're like, oh, we're not supposed to. I'm like, well, we're an agriculture village. But since I'm in the village, I'm not in the big roads of the village where all the farms are. I am inside the village near the church. They're like, well, you're not supposed to. You're in the village. But they say they don't call themselves village anymore. They call themselves towns, because they want to build condos and stuff like that in the small villages to have more people come and kind of lose the charm of the country roads. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up on the comments I shared. Thanks, Mallory. You're super sweet.
It always works when she does it for me, so it's going to work for you too.
My neighbors have bees and share their honey with us. That's so cool. So you trade. Oh, that's nice. I wish I had bees, but I'm also terrified of bees. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Water tables, when I was saying earlier. Thank you. Sharing and trading food is, yes, you're absolutely right, Mallory. This is something that is forgotten. Trading food is, I do it with my dad, actually. I raise chicken for him, and he buys garlic bulbs for me. So he pays for the bulb, I pay to raise the chicken. And when it's time to sow my garlic bulbs, he just gives me the bulbs and I give him chicken. So it's fun.
Nice.
This is why I homeschool, to teach my kids. Yes, that's a good choice. I wish I had your patience. I can't homeschool. I don't have that kind of patience. I live in artificial. That's okay. Smart, Danielle. We send them to school, but still teach. Yes, it is important to teach our children how to manage money. When I was in high school, I was the first year that they remove home economy familiale, home economics. Yeah, I was the first year that they cut it and replaced it with something super, super, super simple, like ridiculous. We were working, like, it was fun, but it was not useful. We were working wood. Like, we were playing around with wood pieces and creating art over wood and other pieces. But I would prefer having that course. Like, in those courses, you would learn how to manage money, how to do a budget. You would learn how to sew, how to knit, how to crochet, and other stuff. I know it's like old school mentality, but we can learn a lot from that.
And you're talking about learning that kind of stuff. What scares me the most right now is that we are losing a lot of elders, and with those elders, losing a lot of knowledge. So I think they really need to get that back in schools.
Yes,
Gardening, like growing your own food. I mean, it's the most important thing in life.
I agree. I think it's Justin Rode that said this. We skipped 1 to 2 generations of knowledge is lost.
Hmm.
And not only in agriculture, just in general. Like
Yep,
we're so busy looking at looking at stuff. Not that it's not important, but it's not going to give us anything. Like I understand the consuming part. Like the TV is super fun. The TV is fun. Like it's an entertainment for sure. But learning how to grow your own food, learning how to harvest hunting meat, learning all those old ways. If anything happens to us, this is how we're going to feed ourselves, how we're going to feed our family.
mhm,
Like right now, I don't leave my house. Like my mom called me the other day. She's like, well, your grocery stores are closed on Sunday. What are you going to do? Well, I raised a lot of food. So if ever I need to go to the grocery store, I just go in my basement and I get a couple of jars and I whip up a dinner or lunch with anything I have stored in my freezers or in my pantry.
the best feeling.
Yes, yes. And this year is what my biggest year ever. Like I look at all my jars and I'm like, I did this. And I did it on my own. I did not have help. My husband works full time. So
That's
the
amazing.
the seedling from seeds, because I grow from seeds. I take care of my seedlings. I water my seedling. I transplant my seedlings. I take care of the seedlings up till the harvest part, and then the weeding part. That's the part I hate the most. I rather water the garden for hours than weeding for hours.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know. It's a
definitely.
preference. Yes, and then the harvest. This is the part I find the hardest is harvesting. I don't think you guys have that at 30 degrees Celsius without the humidity. You know, when you reach 36, 37, that's what I found the hardest. I'm in my greenhouse. It's 36 degrees outside, so that means it's 42 to 45 degrees Celsius inside my greenhouse. I'm like melting inside the greenhouse. But now that it's cold and there's a lot of snow, I go in my pantry. I'm like, I grew food. So all that sacrifice and hard work is paying off.
Yeah, just to go in the freezer and see all that's there. But even in the summer, right before I go to work, I can go outside, grab a little bucket, and just pick up strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, whatever I have there, lettuce. Just get a meal, make a sandwich, go to work. I don't need to go to the grocery. I don't need to go in the fridge. I just go outside and pick up whatever I want. That's
Yes,
fun.
it seems simple, but it's not. Like you grab like anything, a bag, and you just go outside and you decide dinner on your way out. Sometimes I can just grab my scissors or a knife and I go outside and I just go what's ready and I decide dinner outside and then complete if I need from the freezers. It's an amazing feeling. Uh, Everything we're trying to learn back today, our grandparents. Yes, that is so true. That is so true. And this is like the reason why I started my YouTube channel is to share the knowledge I've gathered over the years. When I started, I had no uncles, no cousin, no family, no relatives that was doing homesteading, and everyone near me thought I was crazy. I was leaving a excellent career. I was 10 years in. I had 3 young children, just bought a house, and I decided to drop everything in Homestead. When I told that to my close ones, my friends, they told me, are you nuts? Are you losing your mind? You're giving up a career, you're giving up stability, money, 4 weeks of vacation, and all that. And I said, yes, I want to grow food. And from that point on, I spent every single night on YouTube. every night I was watching Justin Rhodes. Every night I was watching M.I. Gardner. I had so much problem watching stuff in French. There was not that much available for us French people. And since I'm English, I said, okay, what the heck? I understand English, but every single night I would watch at least an hour every single night. And when I got my house and I started gardening, I thought it was going to be easy. I thought I was going to grow food and have a lot of success and have a lot of food. My 2 first years were epic failures because I had no idea what I was doing. And when I found like my proper way of doing it, that's when I decided I was going to share it, because every failure I made, so there's someone somewhere around the world that is doing the same thing that I'm doing and wants to learn how to correct it. So that's why I started this channel, so that I can share the passion and share the knowledge, because there's not that much out there available for us. And I remember, like, I was talking my first videos on YouTube, and I was like shy to share my knowledge because like I still fail miserably, like in growing.
Well, we all do.
Yes, but no one talks about it. I do. Like I remember I sowed my cabbages. I shared that I failed, and then I sowed again, and I was ashamed to say that I failed a second time. And then I sowed a third time, and then I was telling my husband, should I share that I failed a third time? And then I said I literally stopped trying because it was time to transplant seedlings and I had to buy it at a nursery. But now that I see it, I see that I told people that regardless if you fail, you need to take one more step and try again until you can figure out what you're doing wrong and then grow from that experiment.
Yeah.
But it was hard. It was hard to admit that I failed miserably growing brassicas. You love weeding? Can you come at my house, please? My boyfriend told me I was doing a genocide, so it cut the... That's not true. You're not committing a genocide. Okay,
Tell Ben he's lying.
Okay, my grandparents used to homestead in Quebec City. 17 children, cows.
That's amazing.
Oh my God, that's a lot. That's a lot of kids. Ooh, 17 kids. Poor mom. Everything. Well,
kids felt more in line back then, though. We're not like today with their electronics and stuff.
Yeah.
They had to work around the house to make it work, so they didn't really have a choice. So I guess they had to learn to live together that way.
Yes. It's true, Danielle. The French channels are from France, and they don't have the same climate as we do. So whatever I was learning from them, I could not adapt it to my growing zone. And my gardener was more my go-to because Justin Rhodes is 6B or 7. I think he's 6B or 7B. I can't remember. But my gardener is 5A, and I'm 5B. So he was more the one I was going to. And yes?
I was going to say Justin Rhodes gets like that much snow and they're all happy that they can go and slide.
Yeah.
And here we get that much snow every day and it's just, nice day outside.
Yeah, and when they say, oh, it's cold. Yeah, it's cold. You're only wearing a small jacket. And the reason why I also have a French channel, La Microferme d'Annie, is also so I can share my knowledge in French. I can add, if ever someone wants to see it, I can add it in the comments below. So true, Boreal. Even English ones are not cold climates. Yes, it's true. There's not a lot of cold climate homestead channels because it's hard. Thank you, Mallory. It is hard growing, and well, I can't really complain because I'm 5, but we do have our challenges. 2B. Oh my God. So that means you have that means you have still snow in June. Oh, Danielle, snow in June. Oh, I have my first person. Hold on. I'll be back. Yeah, I had my first, how do you call it?
Spam.
Troll, spam, whatever.
Spammer, yeah.
Yes.
Bot spam or whatever.
Yeah, I'm in 3B. Yeah, 3B is cold. you probably have cold, but you still have like 2B is cold. Like it's yeah, cold.
I always thought I was in 4B, and every year I try to go look up at the map, and for some reason this year I looked and I think now I'm like in 3B now. I don't know.
Okay,
Anywhere
you can
between
go.
4 and 3.
There's a website called
Almanac?
alamac.com.
Almanac?
I'm gonna send you the link later. You go and you put your postal code, and they're gonna give you your
Oh,
first and
nice.
last freezing date. And I think there's a map that's gonna give you the details.
Cool.
But I think you're 4
Makes sense.
because my friend's in Matan, and she's 4.
Yeah, I'm just on the borderline there. That's
Yeah,
why it's so hard to see. Feel
like
like
it.
my village is split in half the way I see the map, so it doesn't make sense.
But you still have frost in June. Your last frost date is June 12th.
It used to be last year, for the last couple of years with all the climate change. I think we were now, from what I could see, it was like 28th of May. But we still, I mean, we still get frost in the middle of July, so who knows?
Okay, so you're probably 4. My frost date is May 12th, officially for the last 50 years. But the last 2 years we had risk of frost end of May. And that like the first year it was 0.5 degrees Celsius. That was my temperature here in my village. And this year, well, in 2021, it was 1 degree Celsius. So it was just over freezing.
Hmm.
But it's not normal at
No.
all. And yes, Randy, you are right. It is cheaper to learn from your mistake. Okay, Annie, you're 4B. So you don't have all the pest pressure that I have. Pest pressure over 4 is horrible. Sometimes June 3rd is the latest. Oh my god, snow melts in June. You must be eager for gardening season.
Move in New Brunswick. It's a whole lot better.
She just moved, I think. I think she just got her land. My parents are 3B too, Remi, so you're probably close. So you're either 3 or 4, but you could be 3. You could be like.
It goes in an angle like this, so that's why I think I might be 4. I'm not sure. I'll have to check.
Well, it depends. If you're up on the mountain, you're probably lower. If you're in the valley, you could be. Well, it depends. Yeah. But regardless, what you can do is your homework. Within the next 5 year, write your approximately your frost dates, and calculate from there. But your tender crops, you can put them in your high tunnel.
Yeah.
Because this year was the first year I took my DIY tempo converted high tunnel very seriously. And my tomatoes in my high tunnel had no problems. All I did is I closed the sides, closed the doors and the windows and everything. And even though it came to 1 degree Celsius, nothing was impacted in my greenhouse. Nice. My tomato plants that I covered outside. So like, let's just say this was like my tomato plant, like my finger. And then I laid something on top of it. The weight of it for 3 nights in a row. My tomato plants were like an S. They were so like this. They were going like this and then going like this. So it was not pleasant for my tomatoes this year.
What I did this year, and I did it last year, and it worked for me. So whenever they're announcing a frost date, I just put the sprinklers on and I keep the water on the plants all night.
You're lucky. I have water tax.
Yeah.
I have an amount of liters I'm allowed per year, and every single year I bust it. So I can't do that. But yes, it is a solution. Homestead Aquarius. Okay, I have much mad respects for you folks up north. In the 3 weeks of summer, you'll have the extra light. Yeah, well, it's not that bad. I can't complain. I have like a full month to 5 weeks of like very hot temperatures. In June and end of August, September, it's comfortable. It's hot during the day and cool during the night. So it's not that bad here.
Yeah, there are some things that we can do that some other zones can't. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine from Florida, and they can't grow apples. It's too warm
No,
there.
too warm. But they have citrus tree that
Yeah,
we can't
and
grow here.
avocados also.
Yeah. Okay. Aquarius. Okay, so this was not addressed to me. Yeah, I think the best is 4A5 because you don't have that much pest pressure and you don't have the snakes, the poisonous spiders, and
Yeah,
all that. Because once you reach 6, you have those like huge things that crawls into your garden, and I couldn't
it's
do
kind of
that.
fun to go.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Like I have those zipper spiders. I don't know if you have that. They're like on their butt. There's like this yellow line that does like a form of zipper. They're huge. They're like humongously huge. I am scared, terrified of spiders. When I see one, I
You
scream.
run.
I run. Yes. So I ask my husband every time I see it. I ask my husband to relocate the spider because I know she's my friend, but I don't want her near me. So I put her away. And I never had those spiders. I only started to have those huge spiders when I started gardening
Oh,
because I was giving them their
food.
food. Yes.
And
So
sometimes it's not the spider that's gonna eat your veggies.
no,
It's little bugs that gonna go after your veggies, and the spiders goes after
yes,
the
the spiders are
bugs,
going to eat they're not going to eat anything you have there. They're going to eat the pests, most of the pests.
which is
Um
good.
yes. Yes, we don't have alligators. You're absolutely right, Danielle. No alligators. Oh god, I would be terrified to have alligators in my backyard.
I think that's what I keep telling all of my friends when like I hate snow, I hate the winter, and every time they tell me you hate winter, there's got to be at least one thing you like about winter, and that's
Yes.
always my answer.
Yeah, no
Well, the
alligators.
only thing I like about winter is we don't have alligators around.
Yes, 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 it's true. I'm going to deal with the snow, the cold, before I'm going to deal with poisonous snakes, spiders, and alligators for sure.
Yeah,
And I know that I'm probably gonna go like when I'm gonna shovel the snow, but no,
it
I'm
lasts a
not.
couple of hours and then you're done.
Yes. So what I do is I say, okay, so I am training, I am losing calories, I am exercising, and there are no beasts in my backyard, so I'm gonna deal with that. Do you have other goals that you wanted to share?
I think I pretty much went through all of them. I mean, every homesteader probably has the same goal to be as self-sufficient as possible.
Yeah. I actually have one more, and I think this one I need to share it the most. When I started, and I talked about it a little bit before, I had epic failures in many things. And since failure is not something that people are willingly to talk openly about because the fear of judgment, I was very hard on myself. I was beating myself up, well, not literally, but mentally. And I was really hard, and it was kind of, since you're beating yourself up and you're failing at the same time is like counterproductive. You're not going to go forward, you're going to go backwards. So this year I want to make sure that regardless of the failures, I keep pushing myself forward instead of stopping myself by beating myself up. And this is something I want to share as much as possible with new gardeners because they all think it's going to be super easy, and
It's not.
it's not. Well, it's not. I
Well,
choose
yeah,
this over corporate job. I'm going to work 14, 15 hours a day in the heat than working behind a desk job for sure. I choose this.
the stress is different.
The stress is different. So that's why I want to put less pressure on myself and embrace the lifestyle that I have created, because there are people that are inspired to live this lifestyle now more than ever. So
Yeah,
that would be, I think, my cherry on top goal this year.
nice.
Is there anyone that would like to share their goals? I think I've seen people pop in, pop out.
Little homestead by the beach just said, "Grow your own channel, always."
Yes, well, those were personal goals, not homestead goals. My if you guys want to hear it, I can share it. I was very shy to do lives. Over my channel is a little under a year old. I started in March of 2021, and doing lives was terrifying for me. I don't know why, because It's kind of easy. So yes, I want to be more present live. I do not have a calendar or specifics for the moment, but growing my YouTube channel is a goal of mine. Obviously, I do it to share the knowledge, share the passion, inspire, but I would love down the road to have an income from YouTube. I think this comment is for you. No grizzly bear. Oh, it's true. We don't have grizzly bears here, but you don't have grizzly bears. You only have black bears.
I only have black bears.
Well, still, you can die from a black bear.
Yeah, they don't really attack unless
They
you
don't?
you provoke them, or if you go between the mother and the cubs. But beside that, usually they're more afraid of us than we are of them.
True, but it's still dangerous.
Yeah, for sure.
Bucket List Homestead. Welcome. I've never spoken to you. Hello. Adding chickens, doubling garden. That's a good goal. And getting our first beehive. Amazing. Where are you from, Bucket List Homestead?
Spiders and snakes. You can keep them down there. I'll keep
yes,
the
you
snow,
can.
You keep the snakes.
That's what I was going to say. Do you know Bucket List Homestead?
She was on the live, my last live, I think.
The one that you invited me?
Yeah, I think she was there.
I don't I remember her face, but I don't remember her name.
Yeah, it was just a new channel I started following also because of the connection that we've had lately. So I don't know much about her yet.
Okay, so Boreal Danielle says she building our chicken coop, hoping to convince my husband to get chickens this year. Good luck with that. But need to survive 2 toddlers first. True. You have to choose your war at that point. Ontario! Oh my God, you're my neighbor. I am on the border of Ontario. 15 minutes away from my house, I am in northern part of Ontario. It's a small world. There's a lot of homestead near me, but in Ontario, there's not much like within the 10 minutes radius of my house, but half an hour to an hour, there's a lot on the Ontario side.
Boreal homesteading. Just tell your husband once you start eating the fresh eggs, you'll never want to go for store eggs again.
You know, I actually have no more eggs right now. My hens stopped laying.
Yeah,
and I have the options of putting like a light 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour at night to have like maybe a dozen a week. And my husband told me, why don't you just buy egg at the store? I'm like, are you nuts? I'm not buying eggs at the store. They taste horrible. Yeah. Unless I find a farm close by. But
even the chicken meat, your own chicken is so much better. I get sick whenever I eat store meat.
I can't eat chicken at the store anymore. Even though I don't buy organic feed, I have like co-op feed. It's not the same. It's really not the same.
It's way better.
Hello, Lynn.
Lynn Guitar.
Lynn Guitar.
Yeah, I know a couple of people with the last name Guitar.
Bucket list follow Ontarians.
Yeah,
so many new challenge to this. Yes, it's true. A lot of people that are here tonight, I don't know them. It's the first time I see them. So you have met me through either Remi or Mallory because she shared it on her community tab. So hello and welcome.
Is amazing.
Yes, and if you're just starting the live right now, at the beginning, I actually make a little introduction of myself, and there is also my first video. I think it's my first or my second. I talk about a little bit who I am and why I am doing what I'm doing. Chicken from the store. Yes, you're absolutely right. I do not like the taste of chicken at the store anymore.
I get sick every time. I can't eat chicken wings, just the wings. It's still hard to beat when you have good chicken wings, but the whole chicken I can't. I get sick whenever I eat those old chicken.
Yeah, I could do that. I could buy the eggs from a local farm. Yeah, I could do that. But like it kind of defies the purpose. I have hands for the chicken. I mean, I have hands to have the eggs, and then anyways, I have to weigh the decision of adding light into my coop, because if I do that, I age my chicken by doing that, because they're supposed to be not laying in the winter.
Ecocentric Homestead.
This is a new one.
Yep. Welcome.
Welcome. Our chickens are this year's chickens, so they don't know they are not supposed to slow down.
Well, good for you.
Well, okay, my hens are old. My flock is 4 years old. 5 of my hens are 4 years old, and I have 3 newer hens. My 3 newer hens, as soon as they molted, they stopped laying, and then they laid a couple of eggs, and for God knows what reason. Usually the youngest hen, they don't stop laying the first year. I'm not sure if the cold, like super cold temperatures, super warm temperatures, and then super cold again. I don't know if it kind of got them messed up, but I don't have eggs. But usually I always have like 1 or 2 hens that is very young that gives me eggs throughout the winter. And I also have a hybrid duck that usually is supposed to give me 3 to 4 eggs a week. And for a mystery reason, the first year she's not laying. So I don't know. I specifically went with a hybrid breed for my duck to have at least like 4 or 5 eggs a week from her. But not this year. I have no more eggs. Okay, I missed out a couple of comments. Let me see. Okay, so Ecocentric Homestead, hello and welcome. And if you can, let me know your name so I can say hi properly. I started a channel because there's a lot of American channel, and yes, you're absolutely
Agreed.
right. Agreed. I don't buy meat at the store anymore. My meat is born, raised, and put in the you're absolutely right. I eat chicken and turkey from my farm, and the pork that I eat, I have met through the community of Facebook, and it's very weird how this story started. I was buying Chanticleer hatching eggs from him because he was under a breeding program from the government, and he told me he was raising pork and that he was discouraged, that it was costing him way too much. And I told him that he should check out Joel Salatin and Justin Roadshow, that he was going to give him the tools that he required to make his operation much more profitable for him and easier to maintain because he was a full-time worker. That fall, I get an email from him, and he's saying to me to thank me because I helped him with his pork operation. He told me I had a full pork at his price as a gift. So he raised a full pork for me, and it was the best pork I had ever tasted. And every year he raises a pork for me, and it's his way of saying thanks because I gave him all the information that he required to have a better operation. So I find that it was fun. I was not expecting anything from him, but it was a fun thing. No, Annie does not have a channel.
Okay.
Yet. She told me she was thinking about it.
Go ahead. It's fun. 1 subscriber at a time.
Yes. Acres, I think you might be near. Okay, so welcome.
Marilyn just started.
Jotam? Newfoundland. He's near you. How do you say this? How do you pronounce this? Jotam?
Jotham? Maybe? I don't know.
Hello, welcome. I'm sorry if I massacred the name.
Jotham. I thought it was Jonathan at first.
Me too, but I unless if it's a town name, I don't know. Guys, my husband right now just messaged me, and I'm gonna have to let you go. I had so much fun. So if you guys want to say a couple of things, I'm going to stay like 2-3 minutes more. If you want to share goals, share anything, feel free to share your channel if you want to grow on this in the comment section. And Remi, if you have time, you can put your channel link in the comments.
It won't work.
It won't work?
Only you can add links.
Only me?
Or mod if you had a moderator, but you...
Okay, I have to learn how to do that. That's my next step.
Yeah,
Okay, let
I have
me
to learn.
see if I can add in the comments. Okay. Oh, I have new subs on my French channel. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm
Probably
not
gonna
sure.
have a couple more on the English one too.
Yes, it was not the goal. It was to present myself.
It's all about the
Okay.
community.
Okay, so bear with me. I'm trying to find your link. There you are.
Homestead Aquarius, thank you. It was, yeah.
I'm hearing my husband having a hard time with the kids. I have to go downstairs. Okay, so here is Remi's channel. Did it work? I hope it worked.
Take a few seconds to pop up, but
And I've shared it from my French channel. So it's gonna, if ever you want to go check out my French, you can just click on it. I'm not sure if it worked. Yes, Danielle, on my French channel, I plan on doing interviews of Canadian homesteaders in French, if possible.
there's a lot of good one too.
Okay.
Channel here, sharing my first official year.
I
subscribe to yours, Boreal Homesteading.
Okay,
I think
so
I got everyone in the list here.
if ever you guys can't see my comment I just posted, so it's Rem's Family, the channel for Remi's. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? I'm not sure if it worked. If it did not work, also, I'm going to say the name again for my French channel. It's La Microferme d'Annie. And thank you to everyone that subscribed tonight. I had so much fun, and I really thank you for popping in. I know it was an hour and a half long, and I am planning another one with Remi. We're actually brewing a second one, which is why we started to homestead. So check out that a little bit later.
It'll be
So
good to go on your own though. You can do this on your own too if
I
you want to.
I could. We'll see.
I know at first you were a little bit stressed there, but you're better than me. You're better at this than me.
The beer helped. The beer helped.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so that's it for me. So take care, everyone. Bye.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks
Take
again.
care. Happy New Year.
You too. Oh, I forgot to say that. Happy New Year to everyone, and I wish you a lot of happiness and a lot of health. Bye.
Take care.